can do a right detoxification, because detoxification can break something down if you don't do it correctly. You have to understand the case, how bad the intoxication is, and how gentle you have to go. There are cases that I am very gentle, very conservative. I know, for example, with that patient that was working in the paper factory for over 20 years, I had to be very, very gentle with that body, because that body was already breaking down. They were already in a degeneration stage. So all goes back. There are things that you have to be very, very vigilant on, is that open up the lung trees, mineralize the body, then do detoxification. Or if you know what you're doing, me, I have been doing it for 28 years. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly the person as soon as I see them. Some cases I do them at the same time. But again, I have to know how much of each applies to that person. So generally, that's the best way to do the drainage, open up the lung trees, mineralization, then detoxification.
Okay.
Did I answer?
Yes. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Doctor, is there any specific time regarding, as I know there is a circadian rhythm organ, which is like lungs, especially optimized in time and also heart, and in a specific time for do mineralization? Thank you.
Mineralization or detoxification?
Detoxification and mineralization.
Okay, mineralization is a process of part of detoxification. You can give it prior or you can give it along. So mineralization is not separate things. These are all together. Drainage, mineralization, detoxification, they're all together. So in terms of timing, when I do the liver drainage or liver detox, I do it early morning. The kidneys is afternoon. The lymphatic and lungs and everything is almost late afternoon or evening. So I spread things out, but definitely liver is in the morning and kidneys in the noontime or early afternoon. So the rest they can be any time of the day. So detoxification is normally taking it morning, noon, and evening. But I always say after 7 p.m., don't take anything. No homeopathic medicine should be taken after late evening, maximum 8. Because the reason is homeopathy, they're energized medicines, and it's completely trying to dig into the old pathways, and it's bringing the vital force in order to work. And you don't want to work, keep the body into that working conditions, and then you want to go to sleep. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to sleep, I have a timing to stop, right? And I definitely don't ask them, don't have homeopathic medicine for liver or whatever before 7 a.m. It should be 7 a.m. You can have 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the afternoon you can have 12 to 2, and the other one you can have 4 to 6, 4 to 7, things like that. But after that, no medicine, even mineral, should not be taken. So if somebody goes to sleep, for example, at 11, 10:30, 11, by 7 should finish everything. So the only thing that I highly recommend after that, they stop the medicine, but they should drink water. They keep hydrating the body, because during detoxification needs a lot of water. So yeah. Did I answer, Dr. Otami?
Okay, doctor, thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dr. Erica, you're quiet. Okay.
I don't know what I have question, but actually I have one, doctor. I don't know it's connected or not, but maybe connected because it's really happened to my family that uh he he got accident, and then he must to take away from his body the lymph, so he don't have a lymph anymore on his body, but he survived until now, maybe 20 years ago. He 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 operate apaan ya, he take away his limb. So my question is how he can detoxification for his body until now he survived. I don't know.
Okay. So the
Spleen or lymph? Spleen, lympha.
Spleen, yeah.
yeah, that was my question. I said, what is
Yeah. How if the
Spleen, doctor, lympha, ya.
yeah. How old is he, Dr. Erika?
Now he's my father-in-law, doctor. My father-in-law, he already maybe 60 years old now, and he
60?
has operated but on his limb lagi, his
Spleen.
spleen, spleen at maybe 25 years old.
Okay. So she already almost 35 survival without spleen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you explain, doctor.
Okay. Yeah, because first she said lymph. I said you have lymph nodes everywhere. Which lymph was taken?
Sorry, doctor.
Everywhere, under our beard, there.
My English is not well.
No, it's not. No, it has nothing to do with English. But I mean, that was looking for the real answer. So what? One lymph. Yeah, you said that they removed the spleen. So I think they removed it because of cancer or something.
No, he got accident.
Oh, he got a car accident. So,
Yeah.
So the spleen was broken, like torn.
Yeah.
The spleen was torn. Okay, they have to. So, you know the function of the spleen, right? The function of the spleen is just to recycle the red blood cells, right? It's recycling the red blood cells. So that's and also for our immunity as well, right? And my question is, did she got anemia after that?
I don't know, but he sering itu apa ya, dok?
Main concern about today's quality of life. What is he burden of? Headaches? Headaches?
Oh yeah, headaches.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So they took the spleen out, but definitely part of the immune system was gone. Part of the
Tiba-tiba pingsan sendiri, dok. Pingsan.
Like okay. Like okay. Syncope maybe ya?
Mungkin.
No.
Agak sering.
Yang mengganggu what quality of life that can burden he that he can do regular activity well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The main concern, the main condition that normally if they remove the spleen is the anemia after that, because the spleen is doing the recycling our red blood cells, and also is a great part of immunity as well. So, but again, anything that it removed from the human body, as long as it's not heart and brain, right? Uh, First of all, nothing should be removed. It's as a homeopath, I'm always fighting with that. No organs should be removed. Even if it's smashed, we have a way. Nature has a way to put it together. If there is a right system of intervention. And but again, I'm not going to criticize that way they took it out. But I mean. But there's always, you have seen that they do hysterectomy in women. They take the uterus, they take ovaries out, they take thyroids out, they take prostates out, they take, tonsils out. This became like a fashion, they take everything out. But human body, always, the intelligence of human body always tries to find the pathway. To find a pathway. That's why I have a lecture on very scientific course and presentations on these pathways, that how human body intelligently goes and create a new pathways for themselves. So that's the reason that they remove the what you call it, the name that you said. They removed it, but he's still alive and he's still functioning, because, as I said, human body always try to keep themselves survive, and they always find creating new pathways. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason that he's still alive, because the intelligence of his body. So it's creating pathways. The same as a woman who doing this hysterectomy. Because, for example, female is losing identity, losing the female identity, right? The whole body goes through grief. It's like losing loved ones. But the intelligence is always trying to find a way that still keep that person a woman. So find another access, find another pathways, right, to create, to produce like a little bit of hormones, female hormones. The same thing with your father-in-law. So definitely his body created a pathway. The spleen, like nothing is replacing the spleen, but the function of the spleen in regards to the other part of the body in collaboration is missing, but the body finds another way to do the same collaboration to keep the person survive. So that's a genius, that it's a God-given ability, So this is a lot of different things. A lot of different organs they're removed, and the body finds a way to survive. So this is the ability that the human body has.
In my opinion, Doc, if I'm not mistaken, maybe you can check also. Macrophage, if they have myocardial infarct in heart, they come from spleen. So if he smoke, then he stop. So lifestyle should be, like to maintain stop smoking regarding, because myocardial infarct also big in Indonesia, right? Because the macrophage from spleen, it helps to recover from infarct myocardial besides other. So I think for maybe you check the heart EKG, EKG already, or for prevention. Tension? No, not yet.
He already gets stroke, though.
Already get stroke.
Stroke, but he's
Okay.
on that stroke.
Okay.
Brain stroke.
Okay. At what age? After the spleen are moved out? How?
Maybe 5 years ago.
Okay, so so because of
But
the heart have a deliver
yeah,
the yeah. Okay, I understand.
orang udah sehat dok, udah sepedaan kemana-mana. Orang
Oh, tapi they
sangat-sangat easy going sih bu dia.
yeah, that's why he can survive because he is easygoing.
Yeah,
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
he got stroke, but he just dia hanya mengeluh apa ya, tangannya agak sedikit lemah gitu aja, yang sisi kanan.
Mm. Maybe some in Indonesia. I also have a patient. We have a tremor. She has a tremor. I think maybe because of like yesterday Dr. Parvin said, he eats something. We have to mention about what he eat, and then we have food recall, and then they have like like a list that if I eat this one, there will be much heavy symptom. They because for myself, magnesium is important, so I give magnesium supplementation sometime for like apa tadi bilangnya ini sakit nyeri ya nyeri.
Jadi lemah.
Oh lemah. Oh oke, karena itu ya, karena stroke-nya itu dulunya.
Karena stroke.
Oh oke.
Okay, should we start?
Oke dok. Thank you dokter. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, now we're gonna get into the steps, how we can open up the monitories and how we can do the investigation and on and on. So I hope we have time that I can go, to the end. The initial step that I do, as I said, I do it with chemotherapy. If you can find about chemotherapy, you can Google it and tells you. I have some to talk about, but I mean for the emunctories to drain and open, the best system of medicine is chemotherapy. They're the safest. They are prepared with based on homeopathic principles. They are 1 decimal. They are diluted. Because I never go with the crude form, I never go with megadoses. It can be very dangerous. But chemotherapy is very, very gentle, safe for the drainage. So it facilitates the extraction of toxic substances, stimulate the enzymatic system, eliminate the cause or causes of infection, tonify the qi or qi means energy, and get the energy moving. Tonify organism, prescribe, when there is a chemotherapy that I do for viral infections, for example, if there is a viral infection, especially persisting viral infection, because it has a lot of toxicity. Viral infection has a lot of toxicity on a human body. I do, one of the chemotherapy that I do a lot is also chemistry. And I administer homeopathic minerals and trace minerals, as I mentioned earlier. So I would like about talking about chelation, detoxification, and drainage. These are different, right? So I don't know if you have heard about chelation with the chemical that some doctors doing it with the chemicals that they're going to bind with the heavy metal and everything, and they're bringing it to the emunctories. This is very dangerous. We heard that people died by chelation, by chemical chelation. So, and in their offices, they did chelation in their offices, people died. So, because why? What is the reason? The reason is that the emunctories are not open. So, and they do this, and they bring this pile of toxins, pile of heavy metal, pushing to the door of like liver and kidneys, and the door is not open, it's backing up. Then backing up, spread out. Detoxification of what's going on in the body is to grab and process the toxin. Drainage is what takes the toxins out of the body. So you want to know, again, I'm trying to, because it's the school, it's not just a presentation, it's the course, right? The course, I repeat things that I just want to make sure that all of you get, remembering it, right? So that's the difference between drainage and detoxification. Detoxification is bringing the toxins, bringing all the debris, bringing all the waste materials, bringing all the heavy metals to the arteries, liver, kidneys, lymphatic, and but drainage is moving it out. So that's the difference. Detoxification is bonding, neutralizing, processing, moving the toxin to the arteries. The whole process of detoxification is meant to neutralize the charge of the negative polarity of the toxin. That if the negative polarity of the toxins is neutralized, then they cannot go and bind with calcium, magnesium, and other minerals. That's the process of detoxification, right? They are still there, but they are neutralized. Means they cannot be danger in the body as long as they're removed completely. So now is the time to be eliminated from their arteries, and they're gonna pass to the liver and kidneys, and they have to be removed through a bile that goes to the intestine, and it's going to be removed from the defecations and to the kidneys through urination. If the drainage pathways are not open and the toxins cannot get out, then they will recirculate, actually become more toxic and make you more sick. So that's very important to do the drainage either at the same time with the detoxification or prior to the detoxification, not to allow the toxic materials, recirculate. Drainage must come before and detoxification protocol. Normally for people that they come first time to me, and I know the level of chronic intoxications, I do like 2 weeks prior. I say, okay, let's do the arteries first, open up the arteries, then we do detoxification to just be safe. And but there are many patients that I know them. They have been my patient for decades. I know them. I start at the same time. So chelation is bonding with heavy metals, detoxification, moving the bond through pathways. Drainage is eliminating them from arteries. These are the level of this chelation is not the chelation that I talked about. The chelation that is talking with the chemicals is different than this chelation. This chelation is the process of bonding with heavy metal, and this detoxification is moving them towards the arteries, and drainage means eliminating them. So this is the process of chelation, detoxification, and drainage. Drainage enables the body to self-regulate and return to a state of homeostasis, health, and balanced state. So I have quite many patients that they come to me for some conditions. And when I take the case, I don't see much of toxications in them because they have been, on my protocols for a long time. I don't see much of. I just do the drainage. I just give them the drainage protocol and say just go and do the arteries drainage. That's what it is. Not everybody gets one size prescriptions. Everybody is different. So again, the same thing that I mentioned earlier, that's about chelation. So we don't want to get into that a lot. And this is most about that they do intravenous tube in the arm, that they do it in some offices, some doctors, which we don't do that. I just mentioned it here that this chelation is not the chelation that I'm talking about. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. detoxification organs. So we have detoxification organs. So drainage, when we say drainage is the name of the process, right? Detoxification organs, that's the same thing that we say, like the liver, kidneys, lymphatic systems, lungs, skin. We have primary, we have secondary. So there are times that we need to detoxify our detoxification organ. Detoxify our detoxification organ. That I call it drainage. When we detox our detoxification organs, that's called drainage. So I know that now we're getting into the different aspects of my talk. Normally when we don't want to be intoxicated, normally we say, okay, the best way is to have antioxidants. Antioxidants normally is binding with, it's like a mechanism of actions of enzymatic, it's an enzymatic action. So these antioxidants inhibiting the production of free radicals. Free radicals is the same as toxins, that they have polarity. They have polarity, they have negative polarity, and they can bond with minerals. So they have a scavenging action that they're attacking. Formation of less toxic substances from more toxic substances. Inhibition of secondary toxic metabolites and inflammatory mediators production. Breaking chain propagation step of secondary oxidant reaction. Reconstruction of damaged molecules, strengthening endogenous antioxidants. So antioxidant has a property that is going to do the job not to allow the body becomes toxic. So that's why it's important to have some form of antioxidant to protect the body not to get into severe intoxications. So again, I'm going to check here. Okay. Now we're getting into what organs do in detoxification. As we all know, digestive system does the job, liver hepatic system does the job, renal system does the job, respiratory system does the job, nervous system does the job. They all have work to do in regards to detoxification. Now, about digestive system. Digestive system can detoxify by eliminating toxic foods, by either vomiting or diarrhea. That's why we should not look at vomiting or diarrhea as two bad things. And none of them should be suppressed by anti-vomiting or anti-diarrhea. Because these are the mechanism of detoxification. The only thing that we have to help the body is to replace whatever is missing through vomiting and diarrhea. For example, if there is too long diarrhea and vomiting, the person is losing a lot of electrolytes, a lot of minerals, right? So a lot of water, a lot of hydration. So in my practice, I do not suppress vomiting and diarrhea. I would not give them anything to stop diarrhea. I just supplement the body with whatever is missing and whatever is getting out of the body because of diarrhea or vomiting. I just support the body to eliminate the toxins. So unfortunately, in this society, as soon as they vomit or as soon as they get diarrhea, they go and have some pills or something to stop it. That toxin is going to go somewhere else. It's going to go somewhere else. So you got to allow the body mechanism. It's a survival mechanism. Let it work to a point that eliminating the toxin through these actions. Kidneys detoxify by secreting toxins or filtering toxin out of the blood into urine. Liver detoxifying by changing the chemicals nature of many toxins. Kidney and liver are especially important in detoxification. The liver is vital for detoxification and destruction of endogenous and exogenous substances that are harmful to the body. So if you remember, some of you that they were at my anti-aging course, that how much I talked about the liver. Liver is project manager. It does everything. It's in charge of endogenous toxins, exogenous substances, everything. All the harmful materials that they come to the body, the liver is going to eliminate them. And the very first thing we have to do in detoxification protocols is the liver. That's why morning starts with the liver. Always kidneys are like such a great collaborator to the liver. If the liver is overloaded, it's going to get help from the kidneys as well. So these are working in collaboration into these major amountaries. But the very first initial system is the hepatic system, is the liver. The liver doing it through the bile, eliminating it through the bile, and so kidneys through the urine. The liver's own phagocytes, which resides in the lobules known as copper cells, digest and destroy cellular debris and any invading bacteria. So liver is very sophisticated, has its own phagocytes, has its own killer cells that is destroying the cellular debris and invading bacteria, which the other organs don't have this, but the liver has this. It's a God-given ability to the liver. So that's why it's our anti-aging organ. It's our project manager, and is constantly working, constantly working. So the primary elimination organs, again, liver, kidneys, and lungs. Three major organs work at filtration system in the body. Always the filtering our system. The secondary emunctories and systems are the skin, gastrointestinal tract, nose, mucous membranes, genitals, and nerves. If our primary emunctories, which the liver, kidneys, and lungs, are overloaded and not functioning efficient, the body will rely on the secondary organs, the digestive system, skin, and the other ways of eliminating toxins from our body. Okay, doctors, people come to you with skin disorders, any kind of skin. You can call it, eczema, psoriasis, lupus, whatever that is thrown out to the skin. The very first thing you should look into is the liver. Because if the primary organs, primary elimination organs are in working order, the skin never gets a trouble, never gets a problem. But anything that sits on the skin, even rash, anything, it goes back to the liver. Because skin and liver have such an intimate relationship. I always say they're like a husband and wife who throw tantrum on each other. And sometimes the liver is a hard-working guy. Is a project manager, a hard-working guy. It's always at the site, working and working and working and working. But it's overloaded. It's gonna throw a tantrum on the wife, the skin, and skin disease caused by the liver overload. Liver detox is the first thing to do in skin disorders. So anyone that comes with a skin disorder, no matter the age, no matter the chronicity of the conditions, I always look into the liver. So that's the very first thing I do, right? I definitely do things about the skin as well, but the major emunctories that has to be addressed and be open is the liver. If the liver is not open, no matter how much you do for the skin, it's gonna come back. It keeps recurring. The skin never gets settled if the liver is not in a working order. So that's why liver detox, liver drainage, liver cleanse is very, very crucial on regular basis, because on regular basis, almost every day, I'm not talking about every day having medicines. Every day have taking care of it with right food, with right drinking. So that's why it's very important in skin disorders to take care of it. Liver, the main detoxifier, and the liver detoxifies numerous toxins. God bless liver. The liver is doing an enormous amount of job. It also destroys drugs such as alcohol, nicotine, and prescription medications, because these things are not normal to the body. So even prescription, any medication such as antibiotic, antiviral, cortisone, whatever that, as a medication the patient takes, none of them is familiar to the body. Body doesn't know them. It cannot take them as a natural substances. Body knows only natural substance. It doesn't know any artificial synthetic drugs. It doesn't know alcohol. It doesn't know nicotine. And it doesn't know toxins. And consider alcohol, nicotine, and prescription drugs as toxins. That's why it's very important for the liver to be in a working order in order to drain all the byproducts of these materials. Again, the largest detoxifier is liver. I in all my courses, I emphasize on the liver a lot because it's the most important organ. I'm not saying the other organ. I mean, I say the most important organ in terms of cleansing, in detoxifying, and a lot of different words as well, a lot of different functions. The liver is the most complex organ and the largest detoxifier in the body. The kidney filters toxins in the blood and eliminates them in the urine. Adipose tissue or fat cells is known reservoir for toxins. And ironically, these toxins may have contributed to weight gain in the first place. So we don't know it's a chicken or egg or chicken. So as we know collectively that fat cells can reserve toxins, and toxins also can support fat cells. So these becomes like a creative friendship. So that's why it is in weight loss, weight management, and it's very crucial to take care of this problem. However, the storage of persistent organic pollutants or POP in adipose tissue can prevent its buildup in other organs, therefore protecting against the otherwise toxin effects of POP. So again, adipose tissues is a perfect storage for toxins. So that's why losing weight loss is not a luxury thing. I'm not saying losing weight because it's such a wrong terminology. Losing weight, you should say losing fat, because you don't want to lose muscles, you don't want to lose bones, you don't want to lose anything like from 70% water. You want to lose fat, so it should be fat loss, not weight loss. I try my best to, in my practice, to say fat loss, but when it comes to teaching, because it doesn't resonate with everybody, like say, okay, let's do the weight loss. But I mean, generally, it's the wrong terminology, because weight is the whole body is weight, including muscle, bones, and everything. So we just want to lose the fat that is the best environment, the best reservoir for toxins. And plus, it gives us the look that we don't like. So now we're getting into the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, as I say, the garbage truck. So it's a system that drains the leaked tissue fluid back into the circulation. Its components are lymphatic vessels, lymphatic organs, lymphatic lymph nodes, and widely scattered lymphoid tissue within the connective tissue. Lymph is the tissue fluid flowing through these lymphatic channels. The lymphatic vessels drain into collecting ducts, which empty their contents into the two subclavian veins located under the collarbones. These veins join to form the superior vena cava, the large vein that drains blood from the upper body into the heart. So you all doctors know about this, pathways. That's how sophisticated the lymphatic system is and how connected the lymphatic system is and how many little organs the lymphatic system has. So, and they're scattered through the body widely, so everywhere in our connective tissues. So that's very important that these nodes, the stations, we have so many stations of lymph nodes in different part of the body. We should have them in a working order all the time. So when we do detoxification with homeopathy, we're taking care of everything. We take care of all the organs. So the lymphatic is one of them. And otherwise, it's not a complete form of treatment. Okay, lymphatic system is a sophisticated highway system. Your lymphatic system is like the highway system for the garbage trucks or garbage collectors that carry waste from your tissues, deliver them to be processed by the kidneys and liver, and get dumped out of your system, through defecation and urination. So, as I said, it's like all the nodes is like a garbage truck. So they take the garbages from different part of the body and then they pass it to the two major arteries, kidneys and liver. So without the lymphatic system, forget about liver and kidneys. So the lymphatic system is a huge highway system scattered through the body. That lymphatic drainage, lymphatic detoxification is one of the major protocol I have in my practice. So you have to always put it in a right working condition. Your blood vessels essentially leak several liters of fluid a day into your tissues. Your lymph nodes filters out things like viruses, bacteria, and toxins, collect the fluid and return it to your blood for further processing. If the lymph isn't flowing and moving well, the trash can get stuck in your highways. Have you ever seen a lot of accidents on the highway and then the cars are piled up behind each other? That can happen in the body if the lymphatic is not moving. The lymph doesn't pump like the cardiovascular system. Poor lymphatic movement results in toxicity and tissue swelling. A sluggish lymph is linked to increased cellulite if the lymph gets stuck in the fat tissue. Exercise, lymphatic massage is one of the key ways to help keep your lymphatic system flowing and doing its job. So it's good to do lymphatic massage, which is a great thing, and doing right activities when there is no such a chronic intoxicity. But if there is any chronic intoxications, just exercise or massage is not going to help much. Definitely, it needs a right protocol in order to bring this highway back and to remove all these, obstacles on this highway system, and then open up the way for the garbage truck to move, right? So at this point, definitely homeopathy is the best option. When I say homeopathy has the branches as well, such as home toxicology and gemotherapy. So when I say homeopathy, homeopathy is an umbrella for all those modalities that comes under the umbrella. So lymphatic drainage, lymphatic detoxification, we have one of the best protocol in homotoxicology, which is part of homeopathy. So practically, anyone who comes to me for any conditions, and according to the case, at least one of the protocol would be lymphatic, at least one of the protocol. So, and because it's very essential to do the complete job in the body. Lymphatic drainage massage is a form of gentle massage that encourages the drainage of lymph nodes and the movement of lymph fluids around the body. We know that it can help relieve symptoms of lymphedema. Lymphedema, the fluid in the lymphatic system, helps remove waste and toxins from body tissues. The fastest ways to cleanse your lymphatic system at home is drinking water, pure water. Pure water, it means filtered water from heavy metal. Perhaps the fastest and cheapest way to cleanse your lymphatic system is by staying hydrated on a daily basis, or dry brushing before taking shower. Dry brushing, especially on the areas of lymph nodes and around the thighs and tummy and waist. And also breathing, for sure. Breathing deeply is helping a lot with the lymphatic moving. Herbs and herbal tea, loose clothing with natural fibers, hydrotherapy, manual lymphatic drainage massage, infrared sauna. These are something that you can do at home. These are like a home regimen that, for example, in Canada, people almost, the majority I know, they do this, because it's a very cold country, and lymphatic system gets very slow, and people do this all the time. So, and it's a very basic thing that we all do. So, but when it comes to practice for conditions, I do homeopathy, homotoxicology, and gemotherapy in addition to the home care. So detoxification sounds common and easy, but it's not. It's common. It's common because almost everybody has to do it, because everybody is exposed to 1,000 different kind of toxins. But it's not easy. It can be very damaging if you do not know it right. It should be very gentle but powerful. So we have this quality of being powerful, at the same time be gentle, is with homeopathy. We don't have, at least I don't know, other modalities that can be that much powerful and that much gentle. So do not detox on low immunity such as cancer or immunity and active malignant phase of the disease. When people come to me, it depends on the stage of the disease. I'm going to get into the stage of the disease later. When the immunity goes to the lowest, it means when the person is on, degeneration or differentiation. If it's differentiation, I do not do anything. I do not do detoxification or even drainage. I would explain it to you later. But in a very low immunity cases, such as last stage of cancer or very persistent autoimmunity and malignancy, I do not do detox. I do the drainage, but I do not do detox. So I would explain to you in other slides that disease has different phases. The first 2-3 phases are benign phases. We call it excretion phase, inflammation phase, then deposition phase. But after that, when the disease or toxins or whatever implanting the body, implantation phase, then causes degeneration, and then dedifferentiation. These are, we have to be very careful with the process of detoxification. So I have done this for more than 2 decades. I know exactly what case needs what. There are many cases that I have been very, very gentle, very conservative. There are cases that I can be as fast as I can. So there are cases such as I said, like I had a lupus, very, very advanced lupus. The low, it's autoimmunity. I was very, very slow, very, very gentle with it. So generally, it sounds common, but it's not easy. Do not detox before fully mineralizing the body, as I said, because the body is already demineralized because of toxins. So you're doing detoxification, and detoxification on the demineralized body can break things down. Detoxification process needs a giant amount of minerals, otherwise takes a huge toll on the body and sometimes would break down in the process. Never detox before opening the arteries, never detox on the demineralized body. These are tips that are very important. And do not detox with regular diets of high fat, high protein, fried food, high sugar, artificial substances, food additives, food colorings, because you don't want to unload, load, unload, load, unload, load. The body gets exhausted and something will break down. So always change the diet prior to detoxification, bring them to a right pattern, right food and nutrition, and then mineralize the body, then do the drainage, open up the arteries, then do the detoxifications. So, and these are step by step. So, okay, I think this one is already been said. I said this one before also. Detoxification is the process of neutralizing toxicity of toxins and moving the toxins toward the elimination system, the liver, kidneys, and lungs. But the drainage is the process, the actual elimination from the arteries. So I think one of you might have a question, what's the difference? The difference is there are two different processes, but the whole thing is called detoxification and drainage, but there are different actions. So now my method of detoxification treatment methods, as you know, I'm a homeopath and I'm a nutritionist and I'm a esthetician. So I do everything with this system of medicine. And with homeopathy, homotoxicology, gemotherapy, tissue salts. Tissue salts are homeopathic minerals. Tissue salts are homeopathic minerals. Oligotherapy are trace minerals. And nutrition. So these are my treatment methods. So I'm going to get into what homeopathy can do, what homotoxicology can do, what gemotherapy can do, what tissue salt can do. These are all have their own functions. So there are some cases they need them all. There's some cases they need 2 or 3 of them. Some cases they need only 4 of them. So it depends on the case, But I don't have anything more than this. These are all my treatment methods. So, the most effective method of detoxification. You're hearing it from a homeopath. You might not hear it from somebody else. Somebody else who is an epitherapist. They say, oh, the bee venom is the most effective form of detoxification. You might hear it from herbalists. They say, no, this herbs, that, phytogens might be the best. But you're hearing from homeopaths. So at this point, that's the only I have to tell you and to share with you. But to me, it's the best system of medicine for almost everything, and including detoxification. So homeopathy, I don't know how much you know about homeopathy. I was surprised to know that homeopathy is not in Indonesia, because it's the second largest medicine in the world. There is no country, as far as I know, because I work around the world. I used to travel 7, 8 times a year to different countries for treating people and also for having presentations, for conferences. And every single country I went, they have homeopathy. And because the mainstream is the allopathic system, so it's everywhere. It's everywhere because it's so simple. Homeopathy it's so big in Europe. It comes from Germany, and all over the Europe is, I can say, for example, in Switzerland, in Belgium, in Germany is number 1. Actually, allopathy is number 2. And in Canada, in United States, homeopathy is huge. It's not number 1 yet. We are bringing it. I have been doing homeopathy for the past 20-some years, and there are thousands and thousands of homeopaths. And but the medicine, homeopathic medicine, is big in Canada and the United States because it's a genius system of medicine. Is very healing, is very curing, and it's based on the law of similarities, based on law of like cures like. It's like the same principles of vaccination, and it's very affordable and it's available in many countries. And that's why I have patients in some villages in UK, some very abandoned areas in different, like Portugal, in which I never heard of that area. They can find homeopathy. Unlike detoxification methods that utilizes the introductions of nutritional supplements or chelation agents into the body in the hope of drying out and capturing toxin, a homeopathic detox involves the introductions of the signature of the offending toxins into the body so that they may identify and expel. So, as you say, as you know, for example, the principles of vaccination is a diluted form of pathogens or something like that injected in the system in order to produce antibody against that. The same thing is with homeopathy. When we want to remove toxins from a body, we do not give something against that toxin. We give something similar to toxins, but much more powerful, that can expel that one. So this is a very sophisticated system of medicine, and it's very safe. And no medicine in homeopathy has particles. They're all waves. The waves are information and imprints of the original substance. It's not the original substance. It's the information of that substance. So that's why it does not release any chemicals or any substances in the body. It releases the information in a form of particle, in form of waves, not particles. So that's why homeopathy is the safest system of medicine, because it does not release anything to the body, only the imprint information with energy. So it's similar to something that is in the body that we try to get it out. It's a disease, it's a pathogen, it's toxins, or anything. So, and we have different branches of homeopathy, such as classical homeopathy, which is like a single medicine. We have homotoxicology in a form of combination medicine. We have chemotherapy in a form of phyto medicine, and we have tissue salts in a form of homeopathic minerals, and they all work beautifully together to bring healing and restoring health. Homeopathy is the only system of medicine that works on the all human dimensions. If some of you, yesterday, listened to my presentations that I said detoxification is not only at the level of physical. It doesn't make any sense, because a human being is not only physical. Human being has a physical body, mental body, emotional body, and a spiritual body, which is non-physical or subtle body. These all the body, they are in one unit, in a working order, into alignment, and working harmoniously makes you feel good. So anything that gets into the body that does not belong to the body and makes you sick and makes you unwell, it affects all the dimensions. Anything that trapped in the physical body is going to alter the mind. When alter the mind is causing emotions, and emotions leaks into the non-physical body as well. So all the bodies, all the dimensions are affected. The only system of medicine in the world, in this existence, so far, that can work and address all the dimensions of human body is homeopathy. There is no any other system. Chinese medicine works only on physical. Herbal medicine only works on physical. Their work, they make the body's function much improved, and they don't get into that level of what homeopathy gets. The only system of medicine that does detoxification and drainage by the same medicine. So when it comes to classical homeopathic medicine, which is one medicine only, it is not homotoxicology, it's only one medicine. That's everything. That's a resetting, that's alignment, that's balancing, brings the pH balance in order, brings alignment, and brings all the dimensions into working order. So that's only done by classical homeopathic medicine. I'm a classical homeopath, and it's the hardest thing I have done in my life, but it's the best thing I have done in my life. And I really understand how me as a human entity works. So, and it's not only what you see, I have another dimensions in me that if those are not cooperating with me, you won't see me sitting here. So, homeopathy is a godsend gift to human beings. So, homotoxicology medicine, a new branch of homeopathy, in 1950 in Germany, when Germany became industrialized, the industry, they became more industrialized. They started, making a lot of factories, making cars, it becomes industrial, right? It caused a lot of pollution in the country, and pollution started killing people. So back then, one of the doctors actually was a medical doctor, so Dr. of Quebec, created, established a system of medicine. It's called homotoxicology. It's based on homeopathic principles and laws and everything, but it's a new branch. It means it's not classical. This one is not working on all dimensions. It works on the endocrine pathways. all the pathways. For example, lymphatic pathways, for example, hepatic pathways, digestive pathways, nervous system pathways, and all the different pathways. There are different homotoxicology medicine. There are beautiful, medicine that works on pathways, and I have been using them for the past 20 plus years. But again, their function is different than classical homeopathic medicine. This system of medicine has a different way of approaching disease and healing versus the mainstream medicine, which does not look for the concept of constitution and train of the ill person. Therefore, it just treats and manages the existing symptoms, which are the manifestation of the disease, but not the disease itself. So mainstream medicine, I apologize, you are using the mainstream medicine. You don't look at system of allopathic, don't look in the constitution of the person. They just look at the symptoms, existing symptoms. Symptoms are the manifestation of the disease. And manifestation is, in each individual is different. When, for example, headache, migraine headache, or arthritis patient comes to me, if the 10 arthritis come or 10 migraine headaches come, they're not going to get the same. They're going to get 10 different medicines because each individual has a different train, has a different constitution, have a different mental, emotional, and non-physical body. So we take all the symptoms as a totality of symptoms to understand the patient, because we treat the patient, not the disease. We remove the disease. We have to treat the patients because the disease is entrapped in that person. So the constitution, characteristic, personality, the train of the person is important to tell us what medicine this person needs to help to remove the arthritis or migraine. We don't have medicine for migraine. We don't have medicine for arthritis. We don't use the medical terminology. It's just help us to understand the symptoms. We have to understand the person. So that's why in all my presentations, the global and international presentations, I always talk about this, that we treat the person. We do not treat the disease. We remove the disease. So that's a job that we do here with homotoxicology and homeopathy. Homotoxicology is a scientific concept behind anti-homotoxic medicine. It's a system that views the symptoms of disease as the evidence of the body's defense mechanism works against toxic substances. Homotoxicology science argues that every single disease in human body is caused by toxins, which I argue the same. I say the same thing. So the toxic could be from emotions, toxic could be from fears, it could be from anger, it could be from wrong food, it could be from bacteria, fungus, virus, it could be from radiation, it could be from heavy metal, anything. Homotoxicology believes in the diseases caused by toxins. I believe exactly the same. Homotoxicology is an extension of homeopathy, which was developed partly in response to the effects of the Industrial Revolution that imposed chemical pollutants on the human body. Developed in Germany in 1950 by Dr. Rekovac due to industrialization and constant environmental pollution, which started killing people back then, and medical doctors, they came to rescue people, and homeopathy was available from 200 years ago, and then these medical doctors, they tried to make a new version of homeopathy that's faster to help people, because classical homeopathy is a very time-consuming especially in acute conditions. And that's why it's a very genius system of medicine that they came up with. And now it's Belgium, Switzerland, Austria, they're all having homotoxicology manufacturer. We are trying to bring it to Canada as well. So this is amazing for some medical doctors who do not want to be classical homeopath, which takes a long years. They want to use homeopathy, but they want to make it faster. The best option is homotoxicology. So, Bioquantum Academy has a department of homotoxicology. I'm the head of the department, and a lot of medical doctors are demanding about this because, as I say, is the best options for medical doctors, and is doing an amazing job. So, and homotoxicology is the endocrine pathways medicine for detoxification. So, as I mentioned earlier, homotoxicology, this is Dr. Rekovac, who developed homotoxicology in 1950 in Germany, and created this table. It's called disease evolution table. And I mentioned it earlier. So this is a genius table to know. And every single doctor should know about this, that disease doesn't happen like this. And disease doesn't get into degeneration differentiation like this. It has phases, excretion phases, such as runny nose, such as diarrhea, even rash. These are at the stage of excretion. None of them should be suppressed. I have seen, even when I was a child, my mom took me to the doctors. I had runny nose. They gave me something to stop runny nose. Runny nose is the excretion phase. You gotta let all this toxins comes through excretory system. Then inflammation, such as fever, such as pain, they're still benign. This should not be suppressed whatsoever. We take care of all this with homotoxicology. The position phase, it's a phase that toxins or pathogens or anything that non-self is deposited into the tissues of the body. At that point, there is no symptoms. There is no symptom. It's the time that I understand when the person comes to me with some issues, but they don't know what happened. I always try to take a history of the patients, and they take me to the time that they had inflammation. They had inflammation. They gave them cortisone. They had excretion. They gave them pills and medication to stop, excretion. So then I understand that the person is into phase of the physician, and then goes to the phase of impregnation when the disease is we call it, the body is getting pregnant with the disease. The body is pregnant with the disease. Then degeneration starts, then differentiation starts, which is the malignant phase of it. This table is created by Dr. Rekovac in 1950. Any questions? I want to take 5 minutes break.
There is a question from Dr. Jimmy. How we can detox the cancer patient, especially for women here in Indonesia, like breast cancer. What we can do repair the organ. For example, for breast cancer doc who has arsenic and lead poisoning.
Homotoxicology.
Yes, I mean the step by step. we do the first dryness.
Okay, the person has breast cancer, right?
Hmm.
What stage?
Subclinical, but subclinical, not yet explored, but they have already checked there's something inflammation in breast cancer and for end stage. Is there any different, Doc?
So it means that she's not in a phase of cancer, but it's just subclinical. It means that they estimate that the person might get into cancer. That's what you mean?
There is two questions for Dr. Jimmy has already cancer, for example, breast cancer, and for my question, subclinical. Subclinical, they already arsenic and lead poisoning.
Okay. So let's go with the second question: the arsenic and lead poisoning.
Lead, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Even the Toronto water has lead. The best thing is homotoxicology. The best thing is things, but again, it goes back to the same process. Do the drainage, then do the mineralization, and do the detoxification. So for the heavy metals, it's as simple as that. But when it comes to cancer, right? Because cancer, let me go back. The cancer is in the bottom of the table. Bottom of a disease evolution table is de-differentiation. It means the cancer is falling into the malignancy, to the last stage of disease. So we have to bring the body of cancerous body back to the excretion. It means we have to go back, return the clock back. We cannot go forward. Forward means do surgery, do the radiation, do the chemotherapy, do the this. That's not our job. Homeopath goes back. We have to turn the body clock back to the benign phase of the disease. So from de-differentiation to degeneration to impregnation to deposition, inflammation, and dissipation. So with the cancer patients, I had a cancer patient years ago. I think that it was 8 years ago. Breast cancer. She was American, and she found me through people, and she came to Canada to be treated by me. And she had one-time surgery to remove the one nodules or one tumor or something, but she didn't want to go through chemo, and she didn't want to go through the rest of the allopathic treatment. So, and she comes to me and she asks me for my treatment. So, what's the stage 3, I guess. So that's all I did for her. I said, you have to move back. Homeopaths do not go forward. Homeopaths takes you back to the benign phase of it. So I started my treatment on her, and I put her on monitoring plan because I have different plans. I have initial consultation, follow-ups, every once a month follow-ups. But when it comes to the major cases such as cancer, I offer the monitoring plan, which is almost every week. Every week, they come to me to monitor them. So she didn't have any form of pain or whatever. So she was on my treatment, and but I was monitoring her. And the very first thing I told her, I said, I'm going to monitor you until either you get fever, you get rash, you get diarrhea, okay, or you become very emotional. I am just looking for those symptoms to come out. The moment that I see these are coming out is bingo. It means I brought back your immunity. The fever is the best indication of immunity in order. It's the same thing with rash, the same thing with diarrhea, the same thing that the body, the excretion, inflammation. So she said, but these are, do you think these are good? I said, just trust me. These are good for me for now. I just have to take you back. And I did. She calls me. It was like, I don't know exactly, that was 18 years ago, I guess. Maybe 3 weeks or something. Her husband calls me that she's having pain, so much pain in all over the body, and she's having fever. I said, bingo. The disease is back to the benign. So what I'm trying to say is, so that patient, she no longer went to chemo or something, the treatment, and she did not do any surgery. And she came back to me a year and a half after that she said they did not detect any inflammatory cell, any cancer cell, and everything. And for a while she was just calling me, she brought flowers and whatever, because she was there in New York State, in United States. But what I'm trying to say is, with the cancer patients that like, with homeopathy and homeopathy, and it's not a hard job to do, as long as they don't go to chemo. If they go to chemo, it's very suppressive and cannot help. But the cases that they don't go to chemo, I can't. Cure cancer treatment. So that's my answer to the question, Jimmy question. I don't know who has cancer.
For example, Doc, and she said, what organ do we should prepare first? We do one short time, like drainage for like lymphatic or something, Doc. What drainage you do with the cancer patient? The first step is drainage, right?
This, as I said, I treat the person. I do not treat cancer. Cancer is a symptom of disease, right? Tumor is a symptom of this. Okay? Doesn't matter. Is breast cancer, is prostate cancer, is ovary cancer, doesn't matter. The person has cancer. That's the reason that if they cut it, it spreads and goes everywhere. Because the person has cancer, it means that his immunity is asleep. Immunity is not giving the cancer cells, right? So it doesn't matter what time. Doesn't matter what time. But again, when it comes to cancer, I don't do immediately detoxification. It depends on the stage. I don't jump into detoxification. Detoxification sounds easy, but it's not easy. First, I have to do the classical homeopathy. I have to bring the person balance, that, then we got the evaluation. Cancer patients, they have to be monitored all the time. And then when I know it's ready, then I do detoxification. I am very gentle with that malignant cases, autoimmune cases, cancer cases, they are really malignant. In malignant cases, detoxification is a huge tool. It's a huge tool on the body. You have to be very, very gentle and slow. And I have to know the right time. But it's doable. I do it for sure, but I have to make sure it's the right time. So with the cancer patient, I don't jump into detoxification. So the drainage, yes. The drainage had ovarian cancer, breast cancer. But again, when it comes to cancer, it doesn't matter what yours. These criminal cells can go anywhere. The poor body doesn't do it. The body has one immune system, right? One immune system with two substances, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. But I mean the whole immune system is weakened. So first I work on the immunity, then gradually I do vaccination. Okay.
Doctor, based your experience, what stage your breast cancer stage? Doc?
What is the best stage?
No, based on your experience, what stage your breast cancer your patient breast cancer? There's four stages, right, for breast cancer.
What is it?
You said you said the different stage are different assessment, right? Is it correct or not?
Yes, yes. You are pointing to the disease table, right?
Okay.
The disease table. I don't go with the stage of
Oh, okay.
no, I don't go with that stage. I go with the stage of immunity. And but again, as long as I always say it, and I said it many times, as long as it has not spread, it's not metastasis, cancer is treatable, is doable. Person can be cancer free. Trust me. Person can be cancer free as long as it's not the last stage. Because the last stage, the toxins is all over. It's spread to all every single cell, and it's all over. And the immune system is completely dormant. And I did not have the last stage. And I did not have the last stage because I did not accept the last stage.
Okay.
But whoever came to me so far, they were talking stage 3. But the thyroid cancer that came, they said she entered to the stage 4. That's what they said. But she's completely cured. Completely cured. Actually, in the conference, we